Okay, I'd like to introduce you to somebody in our community that is, I would describe them as a rock star. And
Not quite, but
it's a guy called Dan Carroll, and I'm in Portugal now. We're both in Portugal, obviously, enjoying the sun and getting an opportunity to meet some of the top online business entrepreneurs in Europe, I believe, and interview them and share best practice, etc. But I wanted to talk to Dan, and I wanted to share Dan's story with you because I think it's compelling, it's inspiring, and let me give you a little bit of prefix to my questions and why I want to talk to Dan. Dan started his career as a chippy, as a woodworker, manual labour, and at some point in his career decided that it wasn't fulfilling, it wasn't giving him what he wanted in life, and it wasn't going to serve his passion, which happens to be motorbike riding, like really dangerous motorbike riding, motocross. And he wanted to pursue that hobby, and have the time to, spend with his young family, and also have the time to pursue his hobby. But obviously, being a woodworker, having a manual job, realistically, that's never going to happen, is it? You're going to spend most of your time working. So, I really wanted to ask you first of all, what on earth, being in that position, what on earth gave you the idea that you could do this in the first place?
Yep.
How dare you? Yeah. How dare you challenge the status quo?
yeah.
And also, what were the challenges, mindset challenges, I guess, that you had to go through from saying, no, I've got a skill, I've got an income, it's not good enough, here's my dream, I need to do something else to pursue my dream and to put my family first, etc. So, if I can put that to you, it's two questions really.
Yeah, no, of course, that's absolutely fine and great to be here, Mike, chatting with you. I mean, you're known as the Godfather, so I feel privileged to be having this conversation with you.
Not in crime circles, on the internet, just
so,
clarification.
I mean, great question. Do you know what, it comes down to a couple of things. Now, as you said, I'm a massive motocross rider, and it's been a passion of mine for years. I've got the broken collarbone to prove it, and it's been one of them where I lived my life for such a long period of time of getting up on a Monday morning, going to work and doing that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, sometimes on a Saturday. And what really, really used to bug me was I'd go racing on a Sunday, right? But to do that, it would mean on a Saturday or a Sunday morning, early morning, all the tools have got to come out of the van, all the bike stuff's got to go in. I'd go racing, I'd come home, I'd be filthy, I'd be tired. And then that's it, all the bike stuff out and all the tools back in and then repeat again, and it used to drive me mad. And I mean, anybody watching now that's got any type of passion or hobby or interest, you just want to do it more. It could, whether it's golf or fishing, all you want to do is, I just want to spend my days doing that because it makes me happy, right? Same with family and stuff like that. So for me, that was a big, big driver. But you also asked me, how did I challenge myself from being a carpenter to online business owner?
You had a good job, had a good income, you had the skills to do the job, you were in that comfort zone, and you wanted more, but it's not realistic, is it?
No, exactly.
How did you break out of that rut, that road?
Yeah, so I'll tell you exactly how it kind of happened, but first let me say, when you look at my life on paper, I don't actually have a sob story. Like, I was working as a carpenter, earning good money. I mean, not fantastic money, but great money for what I could do. I had a young family, a house, and on paper, you think, well, you've got a pretty good lifestyle. When you peel back, you think, well, hang on a minute, I struggle with a bad back.
Already, at what age?
32.
Wow.
Well, I think that I pulled my back at 24, I believe, or 25.
So you're already damaging your health.
And picking up a washing basket, funny enough, not actually the trade, but picking up some washing.
There's a lesson for you.
Yeah, and do you know what? Funny you said that, Mike, because going back about 3 years ago, I thought, right, this is when I replaced my income. Well, it was about 2.5 years ago. And I thought, right, now I've got the time and freedom and money, I'm going to go and see a chiropractor. Every week I'm going to fix myself, basically. And I said to her, like, why do you think I've done what I've done? And she said, do you know what, Dan, and we had this conversation, and she said, what you were doing is you were getting up and going to work, working every day, then going riding on your bike, then going to work, and you were just doing this over, and you were destroying your back, and you weren't doing anything to fix it. It was just constant go, go, go. So that for me was, like I said, a big why, but how I actually got out of carpentry into sort of marketing line was very, very simple, because like I said, you look at the story on paper and you think, oh, well, I mean, some people think that's a pretty good life, good job, family, house, all that stuff. But like I said, you peel back and you think, actually, it's not actually that as glorious as it sounds. So for me, all these little reasons were kind of like, I was looking at, I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, there's people succeeding online now. And I not looked at some of these people, but you see it on social media all the time, and I just thought, like, people would do these videos like I'm here, or I'm in Portugal, for example, and I think I wanted that life.
Yeah.
And I mean, not many people say this, but I was really jealous,
Okay.
really jealous. And I remember this like it was yesterday. And I don't really share this often, but I think it comes into context here. I seen a video, right, and there was a guy dressed as a clown, and it said, "I'm going to work today while a child on YouTube is making millions."
Yeah.
And I see this picture, and I thought, that's so true. Why am I going to work today to as a chippy to provide for my family when there's some people on the internet making millions? And I just thought, surely I can do something. Like I'm not that I'm good at what I do, but I could turn my hand to anything. I've got quite an artistic nature for being a chippy and drawing and stuff. So I thought, surely I can succeed if I put the work in. So I did, and I found an education that we're both a part of.
Yeah.
And something told me, Dan, just go for it. Just absolutely go for it, because what have you got to lose? And there was a very key thing here, and anybody watching right now, please listen when I say this. You can already fail at what you're already doing that doesn't make you happy.
How
so
true.
you can
your health could have failed. And
exactly. So when you think about what you're doing in life, your job, your health, you can fail at that, right? You can get sacked tomorrow, you just don't know.
Yep.
So why not take a chance on something that you could love and live and be happy?
Or AI could come along.
Exactly.
The industry,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And replace. So this is what I mean. You can get replaced or fail at what you're already doing.
Yep.
So for me, I thought, well, it makes sense to take a chance on something.
Yeah.
And then we're now in Portugal, and I'm having an interview with the marketing godfather. So it goes to show that.
So you just one day pulled everything out of your van, smashed up your tools, and sat in front of a laptop and started to earn money online.
Yeah and no. Like, I'd love to say that it happened that way. So I got into, obviously, marketing online, and I started with affiliate because my main worry was I didn't want an office full of motocross gloves and think, God, I can't sell these now.
Yep.
So I thought, right, I'm going to get into affiliate marketing, selling other companies' products.
Let me just pause you there.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, affiliate marketing is basically, if you don't have your own products, services, or ideas that you can sell other people's products, services, and ideas, and get paid.
Yeah, exactly. The easiest way, because I get asked this question all the time, the easiest way to explain it is, let's say someone goes, oh, I like your Apple Watch. And you go, here, look, I'll drop you a link. They click the link, they buy your own commission. It's as simple as that, really simple. Yep. It's just you need to learn the system properly. Yep. So I like the concept of that, because I thought, well, I haven't got my own products, I haven't got my own services, I don't have to deal with anything. I can just say, hey, look, I use this, or I use that, or use this to that. Here's why I recommend it, you should use it. And people, you get a message right, people click buy, you get commission. So that's what I got into. And I was very committed at the beginning. So I remember when I built my first website, it was days after starting. And I remember people saying to me, you built a website already, do you sleep? And I said, no, I love the training that much, I got fully involved. And I think I remember it because I'll
but you
never
couldn't have been technical, surely. Being in the woodwork industry, you couldn't have had...
No, this is what I was about to get onto, talking about tech skills. I've always earned my money from these, right? So making things and woodwork. Yeah. So to think that I now earn my money from a laptop is bizarre, right? But you've just got to allow yourself to become that person, because I thought, well, hang on a minute, I'm only ever going to earn the money that I was earning as a carpenter. I'm never going to earn any more because I'm capped. So I thought, well, if I can learn to do and learn a new skill, which is what I did, now it's obviously put me in the position that I'm in, and I think that's what's important to take away. Yeah, okay, I went from a carpenter with no skills, no idea, no time, no money, to a successful business owner because I was allowing myself to learn that new skill and step into that online world.
So did you sell your tools and your existing trade, whatever, and have a big lump sum of money that you could invest in this training and invest in your online business?
No, and this is something I don't normally like to share, because it's quite.
You don't have to.
I'm going to. It's just quite. It's not that it's embarrassing, but I think anybody will understand what I mean. When I brought the training, I had £270 available in my bank, and I went to get started with the education. I thought, is it the smartest move buying this education? And because I lived month to month, I logged into my bank and I thought, I don't get paid for another week. So is this the smartest decision? And I just thought, you know what? Something was saying go for it, and I just thought, just go for it. So I did. And then, like I said, I got 4 weeks after I started the education, I made my first commission, and then I kept going very quick. And that little win drove me all the way up, I think, because
they say the first sale is the most.
And I'll share another little quick story with you. I was laying in my bed in my room at home, and I was, I think, scrolling social media, which is what you shouldn't be doing. But I was scrolling social media, and I got an email, and it said I made a sale and made my first commission. And I ran downstairs as fast as anything. I said to my partner, "It works! I've just made my first money online," and that drove me all the way up to where I am now. And then I think it was a few weeks after that, more sales come in. And then I got to about 6 months in, I think I'd done a $2,000 month, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. The next month I'd done a $3,000 month, and that was Christmas, and I was like, right, that's it, I'm quitting my job. I've done 3,000. Now, admittedly,
So that's what you did. You built up this income in parallel to your day job until.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to add that. I was still working.
No,
I was doing work in the evenings.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So coming home thinking, right, I've got 2 hours, let's jump on and do some more training.
Yep.
And I did that, and I kept doing it while working my job.
Yep.
And funny enough, my job got harder and harder and harder the more money I was making, because I was resenting it.
I keep interrupting you, and I
No, that's fine.
There's so many questions popping into my mind. So you've got a day job. You dissatisfied with, or you want to make a change.
Yeah.
You started to make a small investment in online training, investing in yourself.
Yeah.
You're learning these new skills. You've now started to make sales, so you're excited and motivated to keep moving forward. Where did you find the time? You got a day job, you got a family, you got a really time-consuming passion as well with your spare time, motocross riding. Yeah. Where did you find the time to do any online training stuff?
Yeah. So a really, really simple answer to this question is I found it.
Okay.
Right, so if someone said to you, let's say I said to you, Mike, I've got £1 million here, you've got to find me 5 hours a week, right? Instantly you go, I'd find them 5 hours, right? You do whatever it takes, right? It was just the value, and I think I seen the value at the beginning. I seen my life where it could be. I mean, the first week I barely could sleep. I had sleepless nights thinking about where I was going to be and how my life would look. So I found the time, and I was coming home from work, I was eating dinner and saying to my partner, right, you're gonna have to give me an hour or so, because I've got to get this done, I've got to get that done. Yeah. And I say this to like students of mine, I say, look, when you get to the point that you want to get to, you'd look back on whatever you did getting there and think, well, by God, that was worth it, because you're there, you've solved what you came here to solve.
I'd go one step further, I'd say the struggles that you have along the way, when you actually achieve what you wanted to achieve, they make it worthwhile, even more worthwhile than it just landing in landing in your lap.
Yeah, it's like back to the whole no time, money thing. It's like, well, I've got no time, well, I've got no money. Yeah. Well, imagine by learning this skills, it's going to give you time and money. Yeah. So the reasons why you can't do it are actually the reasons why you should.
Do it.
So that's what I did. I kept going, and I seen the income growing and growing and growing. And then it got to Christmas, and I thought, right, that's it. I texted my boss, said after Christmas I won't be back. Now, admittedly, was that a bit too soon? Yeah, because I thought, well, I want to scale and grow the business. I need money to live, but also I need to put money into marketing costs. So I thought, right, well, I basically put my back against the wall. I thought, I've got to make this work. And I did, and I thought, that's when I really gave myself the time to focus on this. Because, I mean, I took it seriously all the way, but I think once you get out of a job, you then go, right, well, I've got 8 hours here.
Down to you now.
Yeah, I've got to make this work. And do you know the funniest thing? The only thing that took me from there to succeeding was just learning a bit more of the skill. Does that make sense? Mastering the craft, as they say. I've making money now. How can I make this better? Things like reading books and stuff like that, and just learning. That's what took me.
Training here, but I mean, obviously now you've got time and money to reinvest in you, as you did initially, and you just go to the next level and the next level. However far you want to go, you don't have to go and be a multi-millionaire, but you can go to a point where you've got more than enough money, more than enough time to live the life you want to live.
Exactly.
So that leads me nicely into my last question. We've heard about what your life was before. You were very young, destroying your body, realizing you were never gonna have the life that you wanted financially anyway, and time-wise to pursue your passion. Where are you now?
So, shall I tell you what a day looks like for me now?
£270 bank account to
So, I mean, financial-wise, I've got a very successful affiliate business, as you know. I've got multiple income streams now. I get paid from 4 different income streams online. And an average day for me now, I would say, is, well, if I'm not riding, because do you know the funny thing with riding, right? I used to, every free day I had off, it's like, right, get out on the bike, because that's my passion. And now that I can get out whenever I want, I actually only probably ride once a week or once every couple of weeks. It's like it relates to anything. If you're a massive golf player, all you want to do is get on the course and swing and hit balls, right? Then all of a sudden, wow, actually, I've got all week to do that. So you don't actually find, you do other things.
Yeah, you do.
So an average day for me now looks like, I get up in the morning with, like you said, I've got a young family, a 15-month-old boy, and he's great. So I get up in the morning with my partner, not every morning, I normally sleep in or say, look, can I have a lie-in, but I'll get up, spend some time with him, go off to the gym. I normally open the laptop, do an hour or half an hour, just checking on products that are selling and stuff, make sure everything's smooth. And then we spend the day doing whatever. We go to the park, we go to like a big playhouse, and I just spend my time with him. And that for me is, that's not everyone's ideal day for me, but for me that was the day that I laid in bed thinking about when I started. Do you know what I mean? And I get to live that day every single day now.
That's what you envisioned,
Yep.
to have time with your, well, you didn't have a young
Yeah,
son
we were
then,
trying then, but I
yeah.
knew that day would come. We would eventually have one, that's what, like I said, that's what I envisioned. I thought I didn't have a dad,
Yeah.
so growing up that was a big thing for me, and I thought I want to be the dad that I want to be for him that I didn't have.
Yeah.
So that I mean, without going too deep into it, I'm just so happy that I can be there for him and be what I didn't have.
That really
So,
resonates with me, because my journey started with not having enough time to spend with my family because I was chasing money, and I had a successful corporate job flying around the world, not being with the family, and I lost a lot.
Yeah.
After 30 years of chasing money, I lost a lot. Too late now, reset, you know, but if I'd have discovered what you discovered at your age, my God, you know, I probably would have, you know, still had contact with my kids now, and my life would have turned out very differently.
But I think with that, I do think everything happens for a reason, and I think the time that you went through in that job, that's give you the motivation and drive to succeed now. So I do believe. I mean, it's hindsight's a wonderful thing. I wish I found this when I was 20. But it's you find it when the time's right. I think so.
Yeah. And that sort of, I guess, leads nicely into the final question, which is, you know, people are like, when do I start? When do I start? Well, you know, the answer is yesterday.
Yeah, literally.
Because every day every day is a day away from earning money online, and when you start earning money online, you wish you'd started the week before, the month before, the year before, and you should realise how much opportunity you've lost, and how much you could have changed your life. You know, not just the money. It's not just financial. I think time freedom for me is the most valuable thing. You can't have time freedom without money. But the end result for me is time freedom. Yeah,
and I think that's important because let's say, for example, I look back and think, oh, I wish I started with the 20. You probably think, I wish I started this when I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. But I think if I'd have started then, I probably would have failed. I think you have to, essentially, it's easy to look back and think, I wish I started then, but I think you have to go through experiences in life, and that gives you the drive and motivation.
Most of the successful people in this training, in this community, are, I would say, middle-aged, or they've certainly lived a life anyway, and those are the sorts of people that, I don't know whether it's they've reached that age that they've got perseverance, that they're willing to push through, willing to escape what they've built around themselves. But yeah, interesting observation. But thank you very much. That's really interesting.
You're very welcome, Mike. It's great to speak to you.